Hey, Sagittarius. Just the pre-shuffle so far has given me serious chills, and I'll tell you why. I'm not even sure why I pulled this, but let me go into this first. We're going to lay out a spread, but during the pre-shuffle, we got the Emperor. I'm getting a lot of twin flame energy from multiple signs right now. So we've got the Emperor and the Moon. This could be a father or a husband. I don't know. But we got a lot of sadness. This is unseen. Could be unseen, but it looks like there's an ending. So literally, it could be a death, literally. If that's somebody's lost someone dear to them, then my condolences. So painful, I know. But I thought this was interesting too. Doesn't this look kind of like a horn that would come from a ram? Like, what is that right there? You know? So I thought that was interesting that stood out to me. But there is some sort of ending here, but there's also a rebirth. So it could be a divine masculine, could be literally a father. Look what I found, you guys. I found another one. It looks so dirty though, I didn't pick it up. But I found 3 blue jay feathers. Found these 2 at the same time, or on the same walk. It's crazy. So this is just pre-shuffle. This is just kind of getting an idea. But it looks like there's an Emperor. There's a lot of emotion around something ending. And what's unseen is that there is a bright future, a bright new beginning. This totally gave me chills. Quills, or the feather, an owl. Good advice from a wise person, and then older woman. So there's some, and then a vase. These 4 cards feel super connected. So there could be something significant. And then, I'm not even going to tell you the whole story about how these cards came out, but wow, this is from your person. I think somebody's saying, I wish I knew how you feel. It could be you. For some of you that lost someone, it maybe feels like there was some stuff left unsaid or undealt with, but accept that they are in a different place. There's no one else like you. I feel like that's from a love interest. So somebody's falling into, maybe from grief or sadness, falling into a state of stagnancy. So make sure you get up and walk. You don't want to, I know, but you have to if you want to break that, because literally it changes the chemicals in your brain when you have activity, when you sit still. So if you have to get yourself warmed up or splash water on your face, something to get your blood flowing, okay? And then whatever project there is or task that you are needing to do, wanting to do, this little card, this is just from my handwritten deck, but it's start with the end in mind. Whether it's a task or a project or the gym or letting go of someone, it's a little reminder. No one does it because they want to. They want the results. Nobody starts going to the gym because they want to go to the gym, right? It usually doesn't start out that way. It's the results is why we go to the gym. So start with the end in mind. Think about how you might feel after you go to the gym, or after you start feeling those muscles pop out, when you start seeing results. It doesn't take long to start seeing results if you're eating enough protein. So anyway, this was super strong. So start with the end in mind. I don't know, I feel so much love for you guys right now. I'm not totally sure what's going on, but we are going to find out. This is for Sagittarius. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Your prayer this round is for embracing change. And turning change or difficult challenges of change into blessings, because that's what they are, okay? They can be blessings. So I'm feeling Tower. This 3 of Swords just came out, so sadness. I'm also feeling King of Swords. So we'll see, and Tower. Okay, so the prayer intention will be in the comments, and you guys can thumbs up. I would love for you to thumbs up anyway, because one of the videos need help getting back into circulation. But the prayer is for you to embrace change. It's like running from the storm just prolongs it. If you run towards the storm instead of away from it, you get through it faster, right? So we've got the World card, some sort of major cycle completion. I do feel maybe for some of you it might be you lost a loved one. Okay. So there's an inner knowing. This is the High Priestess. Could be somebody. This is a heavy reading, you guys. I'm sorry. I'm feeling it. But this is an inner knowing. It could be let me see. There's something about, there could be a Pisces involved, but there's also something about knowing that there needs to be a rest or a break from something, someone. Some of you may be taking care of someone. Oh, look at that, bottom of the deck. 9 of Wands. It's like someone injured. All right, moving on. Overall energy, the World, Sagittarius energy, the High Priestess, Pisces, and the Four of Swords. Jeez, yeah. So a major freaking something going on here. We've got the Judgment card, which could be a decision, but it's typically it's a return or a rebirth. Again, it's like a rebirth. Whoops. Oh, something's being blocked. 2 of Swords. Judgment card. It's rising out from the ashes. Sometimes it takes hitting rock bottom. I'm not really feeling that as much. But here's a mature woman, a Queen of Pentacles, could be a mother, grandmother, waiting. 7 of Pentacles is a lot of hard work. When do I get the reward? The Queen of Pentacles is extremely... she's very resourceful. She's got her eye on the prize. But she's got to stay focused and not wait. This rabbit could indicate, you know, that feeling frozen, like a deer frozen in headlights. These rabbits, you know, they have a ton of energy, but they can also freeze up. So that would tell me not to wait, that it's time to take action about something. But it could be back to where we were. Let's see. You're the person on your mind or the energy surrounding you. So a ton of this too. Ace of Pentacles is gift. Could be maybe there's an inheritance. I don't get that very often. But here's the Ace of Pentacles. So a gift, something stable coming in. Something... Oof. Did y'all see that? The 8 of Cups, leaving something very difficult. Somebody may have just been having to carry the load of others. A very heavy load here. Three of Wands, moving forward. That's some. I saw a reader read that totally different than I usually do. It was like waiting for your ship to come in. Well, you can see why. But I usually look at it as moving on. I'm letting go of the past. I'm making peace with the present. And I'm just focused on the future. And so there it could be that ship coming in. But the Three of Wands is also progress. This person that starts out as the Fool is now dressed in nice garb. They've matured some. They've elevated some. And yellow is happy, is a happy color in tarot. Okay, I feel like somebody's moving away from someone controlling. Somebody's getting out of something controlling, and it looks like, unless the roles are reversed, it looks like it has to do with your person. Maybe it was the control of somebody that kind of had... Somebody may have some control over someone else via money or finances. Wow, okay, let's look at the recent oh goodness. Wheel of Fortune in reverse, divine timing. Something was off, a return, a get together, maybe an untimely ending. Something was off. It wasn't timing. The timing was off. Oh, there's that King of Swords. I felt. Tell me one more on that. The Six of Cups. Wow. So something that really could be strong and stable and beautiful, Ten of Cups, ended painfully. Family dynamic, family interference, some sort of control. Somebody just wanted out. Yeah, money. Somebody's controlling. Somebody's staying in a situation or being controlled. Maybe by, you know, not being independent financially. Lots of money energy on here. Tell me more about what's next. Okay, Hangman, seeing things differently. Yeah, like some sort of veil is going to lift, I think, and then everything change. Like the whole, it's almost uncomfortable when a veil, really heavy veil lifts, because you see things so differently. You don't know, you know, what to do with it. But here we go, new beginning. Temperance energy, patience. So, yeah, so there is something manifesting. There's that Tower I felt, and it's a new love. So there's something major manifesting, but it's going to require, I think, patience on your part. The whole reading is screaming a rebirth, a glow up, a door opening, but I don't think that happens when we don't take action. So whatever this Tower is that you're, oh goodness, I just flipped a card, like threw a card on the floor. Okay, well, it was the Hierophant. Let's see if it comes back. Jeez. Nine of Cups, Three of Wands, and a Star. Lots of star energy, I'll say. Don't you part. No, no, no. Somebody needs to wake up a little bit. There it is again, the Hierophant. Yeah, you know what I feel like also? I feel like some of this could have to do with being raised a certain way, waking up from like being controlled, you know, that kind of that you have to respect me because X, Y, Z or something like that. What else does, I'm going to change decks here. What else does Sag need to know? Victory, success. Yeah, I think somebody's been putting someone down. I'm so sorry. Somebody's been putting someone down. Maybe there was a painful ending and things, and it was somebody that hurt you, and that's why there's some confusion. Yeah, see, look at that. Confusion. Did I just say that? Confusion. And then look what comes out. Somebody that hurt you. Somebody that was not fair. So maybe that's where the pain comes in, because it's like you gotta, I mean, I think we have to always remember that, you know, people do the best they can with what they have in their situation. And maybe you're the one that has to break generational cycles, you know, baggage handed down from generation to generation. Bless your heart. Reach out for emotional and spiritual support to heal and mend your heart. Remember we had that wise woman here? And she might be somewhat spiritual. I'm not sure. Maybe she has a bird. Or she collects owls or has a vase with an owl. But there's some wise woman here that might be able to help you. Ruby. Ruby. What is ruby? Angel light. Spiritual religious community. Join with like-minded people for friendship and increased spiritual growth. So you may be realizing a group of people that, or a way that you were brought up doesn't really feel right to you, and you kind of having to break free from it. Tell me what's coming from in love. The King of Swords, remember I felt that. An air sign. Things, looks like he's mellowed though. There might be a King of Swords that's mellowed out. Tell me what's coming for Sag. Thank you. A revival. The World card again. And the King of Wands. Tell me what's coming for Sag. Communication. So King and Queen of Wands. Ugh, I hate to say it, that kind of has a feel of drama. Yeah. Queen of Wands. And Page of Swords. So communication. Forward motion. What's the, there's also Ace of Cups. That's pretty huge. New love. So I feel like if somebody has been working against you or plotting against you, that's being discovered. You're going to hear about it, or it's going to come out in the open. We've got that Tower. Truth, stability, ethics, family. What about it? Yeah, okay, somebody's breaking free from some false beliefs, I believe. Something that's held on to someone, but not in a up and up way. Rising out from the ashes. So Wheel of Fortune again, so timing. My goodness. Let me grab another deck. This is kind of tough reading. So you guys let me know. We're going to keep going though. So we have the Emperor. Okay, so it's a destiny thing. This is all part of the plan, and I think it has to do with you realizing the truth and outgrowing it and not falling for it anymore. Look at that. Words matter. There's a destiny rising up from the ashes, something that's been holding someone down. Okay, let's do a whole new spread. Sagittarius, your Sagittarius current energy. Okay, so blessings, self-love. Four of Wands, there's that twin flame maybe again. What's the person's love interest? They're sad. Okay, so all this might be the person you're dealing with. Yeah, I think there's some, like, a female. Yes, look, something's being cut out. There's that King of Swords, I was going to say, but I was feeling King. So somebody has some, like, childhood issues from parents. Not parented, to become strong and independent thinker, and they're having to move, like, readjust their thinking. Wow. These four cards together does not feel like a happy situation. How does this person view Sagittarius? So somebody that they could be very serious with, somebody very, I don't know, yummy. How do they plan moving forward? 9 of Cups. I think this is communicating that they see things differently. Oh. There's the Judgment again. Okay, well, whatever this awkward, difficult, and inconsistent, hard truth is, it's coming out. Judgment. I also am kind of feeling like somebody is like just having to walk away from being told, no, you're supposed to do it this way. Something like that. Somebody's just gonna stick up for themselves. This is a kind of a crazy reading. Yeah, and follow their happiness, because doing it the way someone else is, somebody's gonna basically tell someone else no, and that's great for you, not for me. And they're gonna end up leaving something that they have been pressured and tied to. So maybe it's a karmic, maybe it's, I don't know, somebody that has not been, somebody has been like chained and living for someone else. It's like a spell is broken, or somebody, I feel like brainwashed, like a spell is being broken that's going to free somebody. And I don't think it's you. I think it's somebody that you're, it could be you, but I think for a lot of you, it's someone else. King of Cups. Yeah, somebody's going to start being able to express love. Yeah, you got someone new coming in, but it's like they've been through the ringer, right? Let me get a one more oracle. I know what I'm here to do. Now, I just want to remind you, you can't fix something for someone else. You can offer support, but you have to work on your stuff, right? Trying to fix other people's issues doesn't typically work. Sometimes it can actually hurt them, because it can keep them from figuring it all out themselves. Whatever you've known, I feel like you're finding out you were right, and the other person is also learning that. You have chosen to reincarnate on Earth for one major goal: to express love in all that you do. The obstacles of this physical dimension can distract you from that goal, and it's easy to lose your way. Life on Earth is full of obligations that require your conscious attention, but that doesn't mean you can't infuse all of your decisions with caring and compassion. Your purpose in life is not your career. Rather, your career is guided by your purpose. To what activities speak to your soul? What brings you joy? That is the direction your soul is calling you toward, to best convey your own unique expression of love and make a contribution to the world. If you are not happy with your current circumstances, then it is your soul telling you there is a better way to manifest your own distinct gifts. Listen to your intuition. It is your connection, spirit, a connection to spirit and the voice of your soul. So you definitely have a return, but there's a lot of pain and turmoil that this person, the key players in here, are having to go through some serious I think they're going through a dark night and releasing some brainwashing. Powerful. Let me get another oracle. So much judgment, so much reconciliation, so much rising up from the ashes. Self-care. Clear your energy field and focus on yourself before acting. You've done the work. Abundance flows to you now. Also, just saw the friendship card. I do, again, feel like there's a older woman that you could confide in and just get some loving support from. Even if you don't talk about it, maybe just tell her you're hurting and you just don't want to be alone. So obsession, someone in this connection is gripped by obsessive thoughts. A lot of control. Everything happens for a reason. A new love or recommitment to love is developing. So, and here's the financial, and here's the marriage. Wow. And we kept getting the High Priestess when the intuition card was next. A new love or recommitment to love is developing. Financial challenges are affecting this connection. This relationship is moving towards a sacred union. I still am feeling grip of like finances. Somebody's got a grip on someone else because of finances, and that's at play. But it's coming out. Somebody's figuring it out. You guys let me know in the comments. We've got divine timing here. Timing was wrong in the past. Okay, but then the Wheel of Fortune came up in the upright. So there you have it. You guys let me know. Very deep, very, very deep reading. Heavy stuff with a good ending. I love you guys. Bye, Sag.